Like the last days of the dinosaurs, Aston Martin's $294,950 Vanquish S is one of a handful of extant Tyrannosaurus Rex. Few big-capacity naturally aspirated engines still bellow rage at the world in general. So, 6 liters, 12 cylinders, 48 valves, and no turbos, hurrah! Well, as long as you're not buying the gas. First introduced in the 1999 DB7 V12 Vantage, the engine was then tuned to 460 horsepower for the 2001 Vanquish, which also debuted Aston's bonded-and-riveted VH platform chassis. Over 2,500 of these amazing cars were sold in standard and, from 2004, S forms, though its robotized manual transmission was problematic. As Richard Parry-Jones, Ford's then chief engineer said, there was nothing wrong with that car that a good manual transmission wouldn't have solved. The Vanquish is the most unlikely car ever to have almost not made it into production. The name was first used in 2001 attached to Ian Callum's toothsome aluminum, carbon composite coupe body, but then chief executive Uwe Bez held it back for 6 months, officially because he didn't like the Ford Ka air vents. Unofficially, as he later admitted, what no one wanted to hear at the time is that Vanquish was crap. I changed 200 things, and even then, it burned through gearboxes. Production of the Mark I Vanquish ceased in 2007, and while its DBS replacement was more reliable, it never recaptured the Vanquish's glamour quotient, star of James Bond films and the Italian Job remake, and name-checked in lyrics by Lil' Kim and the Pussycat Dolls. Aston Martin took some time about its revival in 2012, with Marek Reichmann's all-carbon fiber coachwork replacing the original's aluminum and, at 565 horsepower, there was more power. The carbon fiber body, however, plays no part in the structural integrity of the car, which weighs a porky 3,834 pounds. To keep the car up to date, this new Vanquish S has stiffened coil-sprung upper and lower wishbone suspension all-round, retuned adaptive damping, and uprated anti-sway bar bushings. The V12 now produces 580 horsepower at a shrieking 7,000 revolutions per minute thanks to a freer breathing intake system, and 465 pounds-to-foot at 5,500 revolutions per minute. Top speed is quoted at 201 miles per hour and the 0 to 62 miles per hour run at 3.5 seconds. Compared with the new DB11, the Vanquish feels very first generation, particularly the tiny screen, noisy climate control fan, and crummy navigation graphics. And that ludicrous squared-off steering wheel just reminds you that steering wheels are round for a reason. The steering rack ratio is 15:1, which makes for 2.5 turns lock-to-lock, so the fixed gear change paddles can disappear from your fingertips on tight corners. Push that curious crystal key into its oblong slot and hold your ears. Neighborhood-friendly this car is certainly not. The exhausts rasp and boom on every start, hot or cold. Best get used to being the not always welcome center of attention in this automobile.